Hello friends, welcome to the fall Halloween edition of The Last Thing Thrifted. Joining me are my friends Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling, Monica from Up All Night DIY, Zaina from OK at Home DIY, Tracy from Tracy Vanover Designs, Shelly from Repurpose My Way, and Buffy from Buffy Designs. Today I'm going to be doing 2 Halloween DIYs. So let's get started with DIY number 1. I'm going to be doing a busted canvas here. Now this is a canvas that I got from the Dollar Tree. It already came in black, so I don't have to paint it. I'm going to do a crackle technique. I'm just going to put a bunch of Mod Podge on here, and then I'm going to let it dry. Now that it's dry, I'm going to be taking my Waverly plaster color and getting it all painted up. I want to make sure I get a lot on here. I'm going to go ahead and do the sides. I'm probably not going to try to crackle the sides, but I want to go ahead and paint them so it will blend in with the front of the canvas. All right, now that that is painted and it's still wet, I'm going to take my heat gun here and I'm going to get it all crackled up. And I'm even doing it really close because I want it to blister too. Now check it out. Isn't that cool? You can see all the little blisters to make it look old. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this aside for a second, and I'm going to show you my papers that I printed off of Creative Fabrica. This one back here is going to go underneath, and this is the one with the bats on it that I'm going to be Mod Podging onto the back here. So I need to get this cut to size, and then I'm going to put the Mod Podge on. So I just want to make sure I get tons of Mod Podge on here. Let's go ahead and put the paper in. I'm going to smooth it out. And I'm going to have to take my heat gun here because I am getting some wrinkles. Now I'm going to let this dry. And now it's dry, I'm going to take some of this maple sugar tan, and I'm just taking a damp piece of paper towel here, and I'm going to put it on darker in some areas and lighter in the others, and then I can take another piece of a wet paper towel and wipe it off what I don't want. I'm going to try to make it darker on the edges. And I think this color is going to coordinate really well with that yellowish color in the background. I think that matches pretty good. All right, now that this is dry, I am just taking my little metal ruler here. I've gone to the center. I'm going to be just cutting this with my X-Acto knife first. Okay. You can see it's busted a little bit. I'm going to take my scissors and make the cuts even longer. There we go. And let's put the paper behind, and then you're going to be rolling those like so. Let's go ahead and get these hot glued down. And you know, I normally make it where I have 8 of the curls, but you can make it less or even more. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be Mod Podging on the other paper just onto some cardboard that I've cut to size. Make sure I get lots of Mod Podge on here. I'm going to smooth it down. Make sure I get all the edges done. And it is a little big, so I'm going to cut off the excess. There, that looks really cute. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is making this the little 3D. So I have this little skeleton banner from the Dollar Tree I got. I don't know if I got this last year or the year before. And I'm going to be posing him. So I'm taking my heat gun and I'm just going on the joints of the bones here because I want his arms to be bent and his legs to be bent. And I'm just going to play with it here. See, now he's got that knee bent. And get this other one bent. And then I'm going to paint him with my Waverly Plaster color. So while he's drying, I am going to be adding some more pumpkins to the little pumpkin patch there in front of the house. And I'm just going to cut these not all the way in half. And I am going to be painting both of these. And I'm going to keep the stems. Let's cut off a little bit more excess here so it can fit flatter. All right, I have both of them cut and the stems off right now. I'm taking my terracotta color here. And I'm going to paint both of them with the terracotta, but I'm going to make one be a little bit more lighter. I will be adding some of that maple sugar tan to it. Okay, so now I have my pumpkins done, and I want to cover up the ones that look like jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bigger pumpkin here. I'll go ahead and get the stem back on. Get that pushed in. Okay. And I do want to paint that. I'm just going to paint it with a brown before I hot glue it on. Let's go ahead and get this stem back on this one too. All right, let's go ahead and get this glued. I do have the stem painted with some brown paint. It's going to get a lot of hot glue put on here. Let's get those jack-o'-lanterns covered up. And this one I want to put probably on the curled paper, but I want to add some Spanish moss in here first. Cover up the bottom. So I'm just going to tack it down on the curled paper area. Okay, now I want to go ahead and hot glue that pumpkin there. Just getting lots of glue on here. And then I want to add my skeleton to here. All right, so here he is. I painted him with that plaster color, and then I took some brown paint and just kind of grunged him up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and glue his arm here. He's just leaning against this pumpkin. He's just chilling out in the pumpkin patch. Kind of move his legs here a little bit. Let's go ahead and tack this leg down with the hand. I'll just have him like he's got his hand on the knee. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit to his back area to this other pumpkin. There, doesn't he look so cute? Oh my goodness, he is so cute. Now I want to add something to the top. So I have these puffy bat stickers. I've had them for quite a few years. I can't remember if I don't even remember where I got them from. I might have got them off of Amazon. I don't know. But I'm just going to hot glue them on here because we got some bats on the paper around the house. And then we have, you know, the bat paper that I curled over. So let's go ahead and add more bats to here. Just trying to figure out how to want to put these on. And they probably stick enough, but I thought, you know, just in case, you know, the stickers aren't that great. We're going to go ahead and get them hot glued down. And how about one right there? All right, so now I have this mesh that is from the Dollar Tree. I think this is so pretty. It's got the orange glitter and it does shed. So let's go ahead and put some on the picture there. I'm just gathering it together. I'm going to cut a little bit more off, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the corner here by the feet of the skeleton. Just going to get lots of glue on there and push it down. And then I have my little black glitter tool here. I got this off of Amazon, making a much smaller gather. And we're going to glue that on top of the other one. Let's trim it just a little bit. I'm going to make some little cuts on it also. All right. I'm going to hold it down there with my scissors. And I'm also going to take some raffia here that I have, that I just made into a little knot. I'm going to hot glue that there. Press it down with my scissors. The glue is just a little hot there. And it needs to be trimmed up. Just going to press it down some more. It doesn't want to stick very well. Let's just bunch this up a little bit more, get it more crinkled. Okay. And I want to add some berries in here too. All right, let's go ahead and add some orange berries also, or not really berries. Just came off of some fall pick that I have. So I'm going to put a couple of the orange and a couple of the yellow creamy colored. It blends in perfectly. And then I have these little things that look like small pumpkins. I'm going to glue 2 of those in here. And that is all I'm going to do to my busted canvas. All right, now let's go to DIY number 2. Now this one I'm going to do a little more Victorian. Check this hat out. I got this from the thrift store for $7.99. Unfortunately, it wasn't on sale, but I thought, no, you know, I could use it. It's, you know, $24.99 original. It looks like whoever owned it broke it and tried to fix it, but that's okay. I think they should have had it cheaper, but that's all right. It's really super heavy. And I was thinking I can either do a witch hat out of it or a top hat for Halloween when I first saw it at the thrift store. So I'm going to do a top hat. Now I have some pieces of foam here, and I cut out this circle out of cardboard, and I have this ribbon, just some leftover ribbon from something that I bought and it came on, that I'm just going to hot glue these together. Now you might have noticed I have a new glue gun. And it's just like my other one that everybody asks about. I found this on Amazon. And it comes with a case, and you also get a bunch of glue sticks with it, also colored ones. And I will have the link down below if you're interested in it. The only thing I don't like about this one, I thought it was going to be kind of nice because it said it had a shutdown after 5 minutes. Well, I thought that was 5 minutes after you quit using it. No, it's 5 minutes. But that's okay, you just hit the button again and it keeps working, so it's no big deal. So I got the ribbon on both sides and trim it up here a little bit. And what I'm going to do is, with my cardboard here, I'm going to hot glue it onto the foam. I'm just going to kind of roll it as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and get some hot glue on here. And this is going to be where the ribbon is going to be the back side, and you're never going to see the ribbon because I'm going to show you what I'm going to cover up the foam with. I just thought it'd be easier to work with the foam versus cardboard when I go to put it on top of the derby hat. So I'm just going to be tacking this down and rolling it as I go. All right, now that is done, I've also taken that same ribbon here and I'm covering this up. Got to cover up the edges, make them look a little bit nicer than it was, and this is still going to get covered up, so you're not going to be seeing any of this ribbon when I get done. And unfortunately, it doesn't cover all the way, but that's okay. I got an idea. So I'm going to be tacking it like this, where you can see like this V shape going up, because I'm going to cover this up with something else. And this is my idea. I cut out my V shape. I have 2 inches at the top, and then I think it's 1.5 inches at the bottom, and then I just took my ruler and did my little kind of like a V-ish type shape. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to be covering this up with some scrapbook paper that I printed off, and it will be glued on top of here to cover that. Now before I do that, I need to cover up the foam, and this is just that textured wallpaper that you can paint that I got at Lowe's, and I'm just going to be hot gluing it up to the top here. I need to cut it off there. And I have sped this up. I wish I could really glue this fast. No, I did this really slow so I didn't mess up too much. So I'm just going to be tacking it at the top. And then I cut it at the bottom here, and you can see I've cut my slits, kind of like I did with the ribbon for the top. I'm going to be bringing this under. I didn't use any more glue, except for I'm going to use glue on the edges where the opening is. All right, and once this is done, I'm going to be adding another piece of round cardboard on the top that I've cut, covered with that wallpaper. And I've done the same technique. So now I'm just going to hot glue this on, make sure I got it lined up with that back edge. Just going to use lots of glue. Get it lined up again here. All right, now I'm going to be painting it. I will be covering up all this stuff. You won't see any of this nasty stuff here at the top. But we got to get it painted first. And I'm just going to be painting the whole thing black. Now, I probably have to do a couple coats, since it's textured. Sometimes you just can't get it fully covered when you're going black over white. Go ahead and get the sides done too. I think this looks really pretty. I'm loving this textured wallpaper for the hat. And the brim, of course, I'm going to leave just the way it is. I'm not going to add any of this textured wallpaper. And what I like about this is I'm just going to be hot gluing this on, and I can always take it off if I want to and switch out and do a witch hat later on. Possibly I might do that. I'm going to get this done, and once it's dry, you can see it's all dry here, and I know you can see some stuff as everything's going to get covered up here. I do have it hot glued on here already, but everything is going to get painted. I'm going to paint all this black. You see I did my black, and now I am using this polished silver color in my metallic, and I'm going to go over the whole thing. It's going to bring out all those details of the textured wallpaper. I normally use my plaster color, but I thought I'd use silver this time. So I want to go ahead and get the rest of this done, and I'm just dry brushing this on. I will also be adding some embellishments to this after I get done. So once this is all dry, I am going to be working on that little piece of cardboard that I had cut out earlier. All right, so this is the paper that I printed out. It's silver and black, and it's a little spider web, which I thought would be kind of cute to use. It's going to line that up, smooth it down, and I'm going to cut it out just like so. And I'm going to be folding everything over, and I'm just going to use Mod Podge on here. I want a smoother edge, because I'm going to try to cover it up too, but it might not work the way I want to, so I thought I'd at least make the edges look more rounded off. All right, so here it is. We're just going to hot glue it on. Just put tons of glue on here. All right, now let's just line it up. And the next thing I'm going to do is cover up all these edges. I have this black trim here that I got from Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and this is going to cover up all those nasty edges. I'm going to go around the top of the hat and on the sides of the piece of cardboard that I put on there. Now the bottom is going to be covered up with some ribbon, which will be the next thing that I'm going to show you. And then this is how I'm going to cover up those edges. Now the next thing I'm doing is taking this orange ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they do still have this, and I have this little buckle thing that I'm going to be gluing on. I'm going to go ahead and glue one side on here. Flip it over. I'm going to have that little white edge on the top. There we go. And then I'm going to be taking this here, and the buckle's going to go right here, and I'm wrapping everything around and hot gluing it down. And you can see that I do need to trim this up just a little bit. Right, now that is all done, and I did put a little half pearl right here, and I put some little pearls on the buckle. And then I have these really pretty buttons that are from Hobby Lobby that I'm going to put on this side. Oops. All right, let's get the other little button on there. There we go. All right, isn't that pretty? But we got to add more details. So we are going to use this again. I love this with the spider webs on there. You can kind of see I'm doing a little bit of spider web theme now. Let's go ahead and get this all bunched up. And I think I'm going to hot glue it like about right there. Do it to the right side of the hat. Just trying to play with this a little bit. I think it needs to be cut a little bit more. I think I'm going to do like some ducktails on here. Okay. So that is hot glued on there, and I'm also going to be adding these cream or kind of an off-white and black roses from that His and Hers collection from Hobby Lobby. Let's go ahead and add the black one. And I'm also going to use the leaves that are on here, the black and white leaves. Not sure if I want to put another rose on there, but let's go ahead and get some of these leaves on here. And I'm going to put a white one over here by the black rose. And let's go ahead and add some more details. This is also from the His and Hers collection. I'm going to stick that right there. And I got some feathers and these other little tulle with the pearls on it. Let's put a few of those in here. Gotta cut them off. think one will be pretty right there. All right. And let's go ahead and add a few feathers. I think I like this one tucked in right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a black one too. Maybe right there, I don't know. All right, I went ahead and changed out the feather to a smaller one. I thought it was too big. And I've also added a few more details. I got a cute little spider here and some more pearls. And I also added some cream and orange ribbon. Now I have some of this creepy fabric that's in a gray. I thought that would be kind of prettier to add. Kind of blends in with the silver. I'm going to use some of that black glitter tool and a little bit more of the spider web one. So let's go ahead and glue this on. I'm going to tack it on here in the back. And let's go ahead and cut up the glitter tool and get that glued on. I'm going to cut it up a little bit, kind of like a messy bow look to it. I'm going to add another little piece of it right here. And let's go ahead and do the black and orange. And cut it up like a messy bow too. All right, I also want to add some of the roses to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add, I think I want to add this one about right here. Maybe here. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's get some glue on there. Get it pushed in. And then we'll take one of the off-white ones. Get lots of glue on it. Okay. And here it is, all done. I decided not to put any ribbon on the back. I think it looks fine the way it is. So this is something that you can display where you get that 360 look to it. Let's check it out with everything here. I did a little bit of a vignette on my buffet. I think this is so cute. All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please be sure to check out everybody's videos. I have the playlist link down below, also with everybody's channel links. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.